How's everybody doing? This is Ruben once again with philosophy. I want to thank y'all for watching this video. If you like any of my past videos, please like, comment, or subscribe. I really appreciate it. Today I want to talk about some of the reasons, or one of the main reasons why relationships, marriages are not working in this time of age as maybe they once were. You know, you hear a lot of people complain about how they're not happy with relationships, they're not happy with marriages, you know, how it never works out, people, you know, break up, or they change clothes, right? There's a lot of infidelity. There's a lot of issues, challenges with relationships, marriages, etc. And we see this over and over and over again. And you may be in that position as well. You may feel like that. You may feel, hey, you know, I'm not happy with the relationship. You maybe have thoughts of breaking up or divorce, married. Why is it that they're not working as maybe they once were? Why are relationships not as, why aren't people as fulfilled in relationship as they once were? You know, for the longest time, security has always been an issue, right? So being secure with your partner, especially if you're a woman, you may have a certain way of feeling that you have a feeling that you desire of security, whether that's financially, emotionally, and so forth, right? And for guys, it may be, you know, hundreds of other things. There's a lot of things that, you know, we can say this could be the issue, this could be the issue, this could be the issue. But one of the main reasons, and, you know, that I've noticed in me talking to people who have broken up, and me talking to people who are actually happy in relationships, and me talking to people who are in happy marriages or in bad marriages. One of the common things that I really see once you really get in the nitty-gritty of everything is that the sexuality part of the relationship, the intimacy part of the relationship is completely broken on this. And I believe, and this is just my opinion, of course, but this is what I'm noticing over and over again, is that the sexuality part of relationships are broken more than ever. Relationships and marriages are wonderful at the beginning stages, but then at a certain point, they start like flirting, you know, they start diminishing. And the reason for that is many, you know, there's a lot of things combined, but one of the main things is sexuality. They aren't as attracted to their partner maybe as they once were. They aren't sexually attracted to their partner as they once were. Or they don't feel sexually attracted to their partner as they once were as well. They don't feel that they're attracted enough, or they just don't feel attraction for that partner as much. The sex part of the relationship of marriages are diminishing, right? And the reason for that is because of the access that we have now towards sexual desires. And that includes, you know, pornography. We have more access to pornography than ever before. We have access to, you know, quick flings than ever before through social media and so forth. You know, sexuality is all over the place, right? And people desire it as they should, because God gave us the desire for intimacy, right? So it's not a bad thing, but we overdoing it. We're burning out those dopamine receptors in our brain because of too much too much sexuality experience. People are not getting married as much as they once were because one of the things that actually drives you to marriage is intimacy with a partner. When it's so freely available to you, you don't feel, as much pleasure getting into a deep, long-term relationship. The reason you get into a long-term relationship and the reason it will last for the longest time in history was because, of the intimacy part. You have intimacy with your partner. And the reason, a drive towards marriage occurred was because of the desire of intimacy at another level, more common than it was before. But nowadays, we have access to intimacy unlike ever before. You could get online and talk to someone, over a small period of time, and there's a date happen, whether you're single or not, whether you're married or not. And the main reason for that is intimacy. People are cheating more than ever before. People complain a lot about broken hearts, infidelity, especially in marriages, and not just on the men's side, but on the women's side as well. You see this over and over again in people's lives, from the men's perspective, from the woman's perspective. If you really get down to a conversation with them, to people who have cheated on their partner, you'll see that one of the things is intimacy. I think they made a research that they made a research with a certain amount of women, and they research what will make the woman go ahead and cheat on their husband, on their boyfriend, and the number one reason is intimacy, sexual desire. Not because of money, not because of emotionally being stable, not even financial security, but a sexual desire. And the higher the sexual desires in a relationship, the more all these things around it are plugged in and charged up. For example, maybe if you offer your wife or your long-term relationship, financial security, then yes, you can last longer. If the relationship has a good financial condition, it's going to last. That's given energy to the sexual desire on both ends. When when both are emotionally stable, that gives sexual charge to the relationship. When you guys have a conversation often, you guys joke around, laugh, be happy with each other, and argue on a normal level. See, the goal with a relationship should never be that you will never have an argument. That's just fairy tale, book tale, Hollywood. There's no such thing. There will always be disagreements and arguments, but people are having arguments more than any other sort of experience in their relationships. And so all these things are good, being responsible, having a good image, not just, making sure that you look good, right? All this pumps up sexual desire. So maybe, you're not doing what you're supposed to do in some areas. Yeah, you can definitely fix them. And maybe that sexual desire in the partnership will increase. Healthy marriages, healthy relationships have intimacy more than what you would think is normal. And the reason is because they love each other. Right? But right now, sexuality is so available to everybody at such a high rate in intimacy that by the time you go and have intimacy with your partner, most of your desire is gone because of dopamine receptors that have been burned out. Dopamine receptors that have been burned out from so much stimulation. So much stimulation. It's just like a drug. You know, a person may be taking a certain amount of drug, but if they keep doing that thing, that drug won't have the same effect and they have to increase it. The same thing with sex, with intimacy. If you have it often and so freely available to you, by the time it's time for you to be intimate with your wife, with your husband, with your relationship, you're not going to feel that same desire. You're not going to feel like being intimate. And that destroys relationships. So one thing that I would advise you guys to do, and women, is go ahead and, you know, lower your intake of sexuality, you know. Maybe you're addicted to pornography. Maybe you're addicted to, going to strip clubs and seeing all this sexual, whatever the thing is. Maybe you're addicted to sex for whatever reason with other people and not with your partner. So there's a lot of things that you can do. You can go ahead and take chromium, for example. The mineral chromium has been researched to help open up those dopamine receptors. It's great, like for addictions on drugs. People take take chromium to open up those dopamine receptors. Vitex as well, chaseberry extract. There's been research as well to go ahead and not take away the sexual desire, but normalize it. Chromium will normalize. So it won't take away the sexual desire. You will still want to have sexual, intimacy, but on a normal level with your partner. You're not thinking, if you're thinking about sex so much, that's because you've been stimulated so much, and your brain, is screaming for it. So you need to go ahead and normalize that brain chemistry of your brain. So you can do that with chromium. You can do that with Vitex. Also living a healthy lifestyle, like exercising and so forth. And when I say exercise, I don't mean go ahead and breaking a muscle at the gym. Walking, normal, like they did for 1,000 years, walking, stimulating, pumping that blood a little bit here. Eating healthy. No one's perfect, but, if you could get some mineral supplements, get a healthy lifestyle going, you should go ahead and see the difference. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I hope this video helped you guys. You have a good one.